Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for allowing me to speak on this budget. Mr. Speaker, this budget of the coalition government is the second budget within an 8 months period. And at this time, I would like to congratulate the Honorable Finance Minister and his hard-working team for such a job well done. Mr. Speaker, I stand to give my support to this budget, which is a budget for all Guyana, and not just the part, but all Guyana. Before I get right into my piece, I would like to just give a little, come back on my fellow MP. I would like to refer my colleague to page 32 and 33 of the budget's presentation, the estimates, which signifies that there are $2 billion for the upgrading of airstrips, and not that there no money there in our budget for such a program. And you can find those air roads by name. I also would like to rebut on the statement which continually featured in our newspapers that the APNU-AFC government are using our, and that is the PPP, policies and plan. But I would like to let you know clear that while you were in government, you were paid to work. It wasn't your personal business you were doing. So whatever projects are left here is there for the government to use. Mr. Speaker, I heard from my fellow colleagues, and that is the opposition benches, that there's nothing new in this budget. Everything in this budget is just a piecemeal to keep recurring. But I would like to ask them if they really study the proposals and what is there. I have seen, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Member Priya, I'm sorry, the honorable members across to my right. Mr. Speaker, in the budget, we have seen an increase for our senior citizens. Twice within 8 months, our senior citizens have received an increase to their subsistence. It's not a salary. It's not a wage. This government shows that we are a caring government and will take care of our senior citizens. And while we prolong on hearing about big cut subsidies, Mr. Speaker, I would have been ashamed to be on that side of the House and knowing that monies were given in a lump sum for our senior citizens, and I was a part of that group which took that money and siphed some off. Over 40,000 senior citizens were there to receive benefits, and you only give not even a third Not even a third receive the subsidies that you keep crying about. Come on.
Point of order.
Mr. Speaker.
This is an accusation of siphoning off. This is a matter that is serious. There was an audit, and the gentleman may not have been in Parliament, but it was a matter that was debated in the 10th Parliament. And the findings that he's referring to are non-existent, sir. And I would ask the member to withdraw his statement about siphoning off, particularly about saying that only 1/3 of the pensioners got any of their pensions. Withdraw it. Withdraw.
Mr. Speaker.
I thank honorable members for helping the Speaker do his job. The Speaker determines what happens here. Honorable member, Mr. Allen,
Mr. Speaker.
if you have, as pointed out to you, you have misinterpreted information which came to you. This is your opportunity to correct it by withdrawing the error and then proceeding with your statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's in our hands, sir, in this Parliament, that not all of our senior citizens had received or was eligible to receive the subsidies. Mr. Speaker, our youths in our regions at present are now having an opportunity.
Honorable member, are you continuing to explain the comment you made earlier? Or is it that you've moved to continue your statement?
I move to continue my statement.
Then you have not satisfied the Speaker in his request.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw whatever statement I made.
I thank you. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, our youths now have an opportunity to receive skill training and given a certificate upon completion of those trainings. This is not a training
Honorable members, I do believe that you can do better than you're doing. I would like to hear the honorable member. Thank you. Please proceed. Honorable member, Mr. Allen, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is not a training that is just for a selective few in our outlying regions. It is not a salary that is given to persons over a period, and at the end of the period they have no skill or they're not marketable. After this training that this government is giving to our youths, they will be marketable. They'll become out of that with a certificate. Mr. Speaker, our children are attending school with less stress of getting there to school because of this caring government. And not we care. What is being shown, children are attending school and parents are much more relieved now because transportation is being provided. They have meals which is being provided, and that is by this government. The Ministry of infrastructure will improve the standard of living for all our citizens across the region. Not some, and not some communities, but all our citizens, Mr. Speaker. For the first time, people in Region 1 are experiencing pure water coming from a tap. Mr. Speaker, this government have shown the ability that we care. Our road network will be seeing vast improvement. And while we do the work across the region, I can assure the citizens and assure this House that this government will not skip no community. We're not going to drive past in some alleyway and leave communities undone. We're going to do a complete job because all the people of Guyana we care for. We will now see a road rehabilitated from Port Kaituma to Barmita. Matudred will not be left on an island by itself or other communities. Mr. Speaker, our poor electricity supply, we are going to fix it. But we will start by capacity building. We will ensure that all the staffs are properly trained. We'll ensure that, yes, you started at $100, the highest that we paid. Mr. Speaker, the people in Region 1 will benefit. This budget, having it.
Honorable Member Mr. Nandlal. I thought you were miming, and I wondered whether the speaker cannot read mime while Mr. Allen is speaking. Thank you. Please continue. Mr. Allen, please continue.
Mr. Speaker, this budget, in keeping with the government's policy and the theme stimulating growth and restoring confidence, the Ministry of Agriculture now embarked on a program. It's working very hard to reconstruct and improve the agriculture production in the region. Get into the estimates and you will see how it's doing it. Infrastructure.
Honorable Member, you have 4 minutes remaining.
Works on infrastructure and selective communities, we will see benefiting. The Ministry of Communities, in the budget, we've shown that provision is there for job opportunities and employment, access to training. All of this is catered for in the budget. Mr. Speaker, this budget is a budget for all Guyanese. I have no reason in commending this budget to the Honorable House for safe passage.